Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily story with a chapter from one of my novellas. Before I start today's chapter, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this book and any of my other fiction, then they're all available from all major ebook retailers. You can order the paperback and hardback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore and local library if you requested. Also, if you want the AI generated audiobook, then you can get it from selected audiobook platforms and library systems like Kobo, Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Baker & Taylor, Biblioteca and Overdrive. Now, here's today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did writing it.
Chapter 1. This single event changed the galaxy forever, and had the power to doom, save, or kill all life. When people normally say they used to be great, be something, or even remotely important, they're lying. They really are. When I was in the Imperial Army fighting on a particularly hard world to pronounce, not that it matters now that it's a lifeless husk, I knew a man that claimed to be a billionaire, the best friend of the glorious Rex and even an inventor. After spending 3 years with him in infected mud trenches, fighting an enemy he couldn't even understand, I quickly realized that he was a liar, a nobody, a person who was useless and always doomed to die. You see, my name is Ithane Veilwalker. I don't know why my surname is so weird and futuristic, but it works, and my parents loved me even as the laser blasts from their imperial masters cooked their brains alive. And I did have a good childhood, and even when I was serving the Rex in the army, I always fought to protect humanity. That's how I ended up here. I sat in one of the 2 corners of my black crystal prison cell that was barely tall enough for me to stand up in. It wasn't wide enough for me to do 3 steps in any direction, and my legs were hardly short. The entire prison cell was tiny and stunk of blood, corruption and charred flesh, so I knew I wasn't the first human to be trapped here. I had to admit that I really did like the small black crystal dome at the very top of my cell. I didn't doubt for a moment it was what my alien captors were using to watch me. The Dark Charis, the foul humanoid alien race that wanted to resurrect their god of death, always liked to watch me. I sort of got the sense that they feared me for some reason, and they wanted me dead at all cost, and yet they hadn't tried to kill me just yet. It was weird and strange, and I was glad they were next to useless at trying to kill me. But today felt different. It wasn't the normal hum, pop, and vibration of the air that I now understood to be the life-saving magic that kept the Dark Charis and myself alive. But I felt like someone or something else was watching me, and focusing on me like I was about to be picked for something I didn't understand. Granted, I could have just been going mad in this tiny damn prison cell, but that was how the Dark Charis won their psychological wars without even lifting up one of their magical fingers. You see, I had just decided that the Rex was a complete and utter dickhead that only cared about himself and corruption, so I went rogue. Me and my squad mates decided to go wrong, but the Dark Charis attacked us in our white pod-like shuttle. We all tried to fight as much as we could, but it was useless. The Dark Charis ambushed us, and there was nothing we could even remotely do to save ourselves. I was the only survivor, and that was how I ended up in a damn prison cell, waiting to die a death that I hoped would come soon. I love humanity, I love life, and I want to protect humanity no matter the cost, but being in a prison cell just isn't how I want to live. Someone laughed behind me. I stood up and noticed how one of the dark crystal walls that trapped me had turned see-through. I stared at the foul, awful Dark Charis with their almost translucent skin, humanoid features and burnt red veins that made him look like a demon. He smiled at me, but I could tell there was no warmth, interest, or concern behind those eyes. There was only a lust for murder and pain and my death. I instantly knew that it was my time to die, but knowing the Charis, they were certainly not going to make it boring at all. As the Dark Charis clicked his fingers, I felt a fog come over my mind and I collapsed to the ground as my world turned black. Little did Ithane know that on the other side of the galaxy, a ritual was happening that would change her life and the fate of the galaxy forever.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the internet engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help us spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.